One of the things you probably want to put in your screen recording is some helpers to show your viewers what is being clicked, what's being typed. You don't always need these, but when you do, they're really, really helpful. And so in this example clip here, I'm typing some stuff and then I'm clicking. And so if I just play this back in real time, you can assume I clicked, but you don't technically know. So let me go back here. Before that, doesn't really matter. You just have to have the clip selected. And by default, it's going to show the mouse pointer. So I should say that you can take the mouse away from your video. That's going to be confusing in this case, but you do have the ability to do that if you'd like. You can put it back on screen. You can change the size of it up to 500%, so up to 5 times real size. I'm going to leave it right at 100 for this. You can do some clicks and attention effects. You can change the cursor, so it's just using the default one right now, but I can do this kind of circle light, circle dark, square. And so as those move around, these are a little strange, but they could be useful for very specific things. You can also change the opacity of it. I usually just leave them as the default. You also have the ability to create a sound whenever a click happens. So you can set the volume and you can choose what sound effect you want. It can be anything from your library, or from your computer, I should say. So those are nice if you need that. I do not like that, so I don't use it, but you can do that if you need that feature. And then there's keystrokes, and so you can show keys as you type them. And so I'm going to be typing here, right? And so I'm just going to write done. And I actually want to not have it attached to the clip. Attached to the clip, I'm actually zoomed in, so you can kind of see it down here is playing out. Let me go back to where I'm actually typing more. You can see it down here, but if I want to actually have it attached to the frame of the video, I can put it here instead of being like zoomed around and moved around. So I like that there, and then I can change the width. I don't really need it to be the full width of the thing. I'll do 250, I actually like that to be a little bigger, maybe a little wider. And then I'm also going to change the font. So I like to use Futura Now headline for these. There we go. I'm going to bold it. And there you are. So we're showing all the keystrokes as I type them. If I wanted to, I could also only show modifier keys. So if I only want to show when things like this happen, if I don't want to see all the letters I press, I can do that. But it's really up to you based on what you want. I'm just going to do show all keys for this. What I really like, though, and I'm going to go over here to where I actually start clicking on things, is I like the ability to do a click effect. And so I can do invert, just inverts the color of the mouse pointer. Radar, I think, is better. And so if I play now, you're going to see these red circles go. Cool. I actually changed them a little bit. So I like to make the size of it half as big. I like to make the duration closer to half a second, and then you can change the color however you'd like, and actually just move this to the middle to get this kind of pinkish color. And then I think that looks a little nicer. So that's the one I use, but people use different ones. I've seen people use basically a white one with a longer duration and much bigger size, or much, I should say, smaller size. It's not going to show up really well in here because it's a white window. But I think that pink one normally contrasts really nice. You can even, let's see if I go back to here. So that's kind of what I usually do. Go back to where it's actually showing. There we go. And then you can blur it as well. So if you want to do that, you're able to do that. You have a lot of control over how it looks. And yeah, that is basically it. There's attention effects as well. So you can call attention to the mouse. That's going to follow the mouse around. You can change the color again, the border width, the border color, the blur, all that stuff. I usually find you can see the mouse pretty well. And if I'm in a need to see it a little bigger, I'll just blow it up. So that's how the screen recording features work. Again, showing the mouse pointer, click effects, attention effects, and then being able to do sounds when you click or show keystrokes on screen as you do them. All of these are very useful for screen recordings.